Ooh, intriguing. A pastel-colored game with that cozy signboard aesthetic. I'm getting some pleasant, possibly indie game vibes already. Let's jump right in. I choose play game. I'm curious to see what kind of world we're about to enter. No need to mess with settings before I even know what I'm getting into. What happens when we select that? Oh, wow, this is quite the opening. Starting with a hefty medical bill and what sounds like a serious diagnosis, like that. That's definitely not your typical cheerful game intro, despite the pastel aesthetic. The $25,000 operation cost is immediately setting up what seems like a major financial life crisis as the central conflict. I'm curious whether this will be about navigating healthcare costs, making tough decisions about treatment, or maybe something more metaphorical. Let me press enter to continue the dialogue and see what comes next. I want to hear more about this condition and what my options might be. The emotional weight is really hitting now. That sinking heart feeling when you realize you're facing something both medically serious and financially devastating. The game is immediately putting me in a very relatable and stressful situation. I'm curious about the character I'm playing and what their circumstances are. The urgency implied by short time suggests this isn't something I can just save up for over years. Pressing enter to continue, I want to see what options or potential solutions the game presents, or if it's going to show me more about the character's current situation first. Interesting. The tone is shifting from the heavy medical crisis to something more whimsical and mysterious. The art style sounds charming with those doodle like visuals. That one click equals $1 booth is definitely intriguing. It's such an odd, almost meta concept that breaks the fourth wall a bit. Makes me think of those old internet ads or clicking games, but presented as an actual roadside booth in this game world. I'm curious whether this is going to be presented as a potential solution to my $25,000 problem, or if it's some kind of strange detour. The fact that my character was just driving to clear their head and stumbled upon this feels very serendipitous. Pressing enter to see what happens next and learn more about this mysterious booth and the pink haired person running it. Ah, so it's a friendly looking man with the curly pink hair. Got it. The description of quaint stall adds to that cozy, almost fairy tale like atmosphere despite the serious underlying situation. I'm getting more curious about what this one click equals $1 service actually entails. Is it really as simple as it sounds? And if so, why would someone set up a roadside booth offering what seems like easy money? Pressing enter to continue and hopefully get some dialogue with the stall owner to understand what exactly is being offered here. Perfect! My character's curiosity matches my own. Given the desperate financial situation with that $25,000 medical bill, it makes complete sense that they'd be drawn to investigate any potential opportunity, especially something as mysterious as one click equals $1. I'm anticipating we'll get some dialogue with the stall owner now to learn what this is all about. Is it really as straightforward as it appears, or is there some kind of catch? Pressing enter to approach the stall and hopefully start a conversation with the pink haired man.
Hey there! My name is Harvey Harvington, and welcome to my booth! Each time you click me, I'll give you $1. Sounds like a sweet deal, doesn't it?
Harvey Harvington. What a delightfully alliterative name. His straightforward introduction is both charming and suspicious. The concept seems almost too good to be true. Someone just giving away money for clicks at a roadside booth? Given my character's desperate financial situation, this could be either a miraculous solution or some kind of trap. But Harvey seems friendly enough, and I'm definitely curious to learn more about how this works and if there are any conditions or catches. Pressing enter to continue the conversation with Harvey and hopefully get more details about this unusual arrangement.
Here's a little tip before we start. I always say clicks are like tiny magic spells. The more you believe in them, the more they'll do for you.
Ooh, that's an intriguing way to frame it. Harvey's comment about clicks being like tiny magic spells and belief making them more effective adds a mystical element to what seemed like a simple transaction. It makes me wonder if there's more to this than just clicking for money. Maybe the clicks have some other effect or power beyond just earning dollars. The advice about believing in them suggests that mindset or intention might play a role in how effective the clicking is. That's a fascinating twist on what initially seemed like a straightforward click for cash setup. I'm definitely curious to see how this mechanic will work in practice and whether Harvey's philosophical approach to clicking will matter for the outcome. Pressing enter to continue and hopefully get to try out this clicking system.
Just keep clicking and see what happens.
Now we're in the actual gameplay phase. Harvey's demeanor has shifted to something more serious yet still encouraging. That transition from grinning to just smiling, plus opening his eyes, suggests we're moving from introduction to the real experience. So, this appears to be an idle clicking game mechanic. Given that I need $25,000 for the medical operation and Harvey gives $1 per click, I'd theoretically need 25,000 clicks to cover the full cost. Quite a lot. But Harvey's earlier hint about clicks being magic spells that work better with belief makes me think there might be more to discover as I progress. Maybe the value per click increases, or other mechanics unlock, or something unexpected happens. I'll start clicking on Harvey to begin earning those dollars and see what develops. Click, click, click. Let's get this clicking session started and see what unfolds.
You've got the power in your fingertips.
Nice! Harvey's encouragement after 50 clicks suggests he's paying attention and cheering me on. You got the power in your fingertips reinforces that mystical element he mentioned earlier about clicks being like magic spells. I'm only at $50 out of the $25,000 I need, so I've got a long way to go. But Harvey's positive reinforcement makes me think there might be milestones or changes that happen as I continue. Maybe the clicking will evolve or unlock new mechanics as I progress. The game seems to be settling into its rhythm now. I'll keep clicking to see what happens next. Maybe there are more dialogue moments or gameplay changes at certain dollar amounts. Click, 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 click. Continuing to build up those dollars and see what other surprises Harvey might have in store.
Keep going. You're on a roll.
Harvey's continuing encouragement is keeping the energy up. At $100 now, I'm making steady progress but still have a mountain to climb to reach $25 zero. His enthusiasm with keep going, you're on a roll, suggests he genuinely wants me to succeed, which is reassuring given the mysterious nature of this whole setup. I'm curious if there will be more significant changes or revelations as I hit bigger milestones. The pattern seems to be Harvey giving encouragement at regular intervals, which is nice for motivation during what could be a very long clicking session. I wonder if anything will change about the mechanics, the rate of earning, or if new elements will be introduced as I continue. Click, 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 onward toward that medical bill. Let's see what happens as we climb higher in dollar amounts.
Oh, hey, look. You see the shop button up there? When it starts glowing yellow, that means there's a cool new item to buy. Go check it out, buddy.
Perfect. Harvey's guidance is really helpful. So, the yellow glow indicates new items are available. He seems genuinely excited for me to explore this new feature, calling me buddy, which adds to his friendly, supportive vibe. This shop mechanic could be exactly what I need to make the $25,000 goal more achievable. Instead of clicking one by one for 25,000 times, I'm hoping there are upgrades that multiply my clicking power or add passive income streams. I'm definitely going to click on that glowing yellow shop button to see what's available for purchase with my hard-earned $100. This feels like a crucial moment in the game where the mechanics might expand beyond simple clicking. Perfect timing. I have exactly $100 and there's a feather available for that exact amount. It seems like the game is designed so that the first shop item becomes available right when I can afford it. I'm curious what the feather does. Given Harvey's talk about clicks being like magic spells and having power in my fingertips, maybe the feather enhances my clicking ability somehow? Could it increase the dollars per click or add some other beneficial effect? Since I have the exact amount needed and this appears to be the progression the game intends, I'm going to buy the feather and see what it does to help with my money earning quest toward that $25,000 medical bill. Interesting. After buying the feather, a new item appears, a needle costing $500. So the shop seems to unlock items progressively as I make purchases. I'm back down to $0 after buying the feather for $100. So I need to earn $500 to afford the needle. That's quite a jump from the $100 feather. I'm curious to see if the feather I just bought has improved my earning rate to make reaching $500 more feasible. I should head back to the main game area and start clicking Harvey again to see what effect the feather has on my dollar earning ability. Maybe it increases the amount per click or adds some other benefit that will help me reach that $500 faster than the original one click $1 rate. Let me close the shop and return to clicking Harvey to test out my new feather upgrade. Excellent. The feather has doubled my earning rate from $1 per click to $2 per click. That's a significant improvement that will make reaching both the $500 needle and eventually the $25,000 medical bill much more manageable. Instead of needing 25,000 clicks, I now need only 12,500 clicks for the full amount. Still a lot, but a meaningful reduction. And if this pattern continues with other shop upgrades providing further multipliers, the path forward is starting to look much more achievable. The progression makes sense too. Spend $100 to double my efficiency, which means I'll reach $500 for the next upgrade in 250 clicks instead of 500 clicks. Click, click, click. Let me continue clicking Harvey with my new feather power to build up toward that $500 needle. I'm curious what the needle will do, and if Harvey will have more encouraging commentary as I progress.
Stop that! Nah, just kidding. Keep going.
Harvey's playful reaction is adorable. That little giggle and, hey, stop that! Nah, just kidding, suggests he's enjoying the clicking experience too, maybe even feeling ticklish from all the clicks. It adds such a charming personality to what could otherwise be a monotonous clicking mechanic. His encouragement to keep going keeps me motivated. At $100 with my feather upgrade, I'm making good progress toward that $500 needle. The doubled earning rate is definitely making this feel more achievable. Harvey's playful personality is really making this experience enjoyable. I'm curious if he'll have more funny reactions or commentary as I continue, and what the needle upgrade will bring to the experience. Click, click, click. Continuing toward that $500 goal with my trusty feather. Let's see what other personality quirks Harvey shows as we progress.
Oh, you're making my day with these clicks.
Oh, Harvey is so wholesome. His genuine happiness about the clicking, you're making my day with these clicks, makes this feel like a mutually beneficial relationship rather than just me grinding for money. It's like he actually enjoys being clicked, which adds such a sweet dimension to the gameplay. At $200 now, I'm making solid progress toward that $500 needle. The feather upgrade is definitely paying off, and Harvey's continued enthusiasm is keeping the experience fun and engaging rather than feeling like tedious work. I'm getting more curious about what the needle will do when I can afford it. Will it be another multiplier upgrade or something completely different? And I wonder if Harvey will have new reactions once I get different upgrades. Click, click, click. Onward to $500. Harvey's joy is infectious and making this clicking session genuinely enjoyable.
That tickles!
Oh my gosh, Harvey is just the sweetest. That tickles, confirms my earlier suspicion that he's actually feeling the clicks in a playful, ticklish way. It's such a delightful touch that makes him feel like a real character who's genuinely enjoying this interaction rather than just a static NPC. This adds such charm to what could be a repetitive mechanic. Harvey isn't just dispensing money, Sam. He's having fun with me. The heh makes it feel like we're both enjoying this silly clicking adventure together. At $300, I'm more than halfway to that $500 needle. I'm really curious what effect it will have and if Harvey will react differently to being clicked with different items. Click, 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 continuing toward the needle while enjoying Harvey's adorable reactions. His personality is making this so much more engaging than a typical idle clicker.
Wow, you're really getting the hang of this.
Harvey's encouragement is so motivating. You're really getting the hang of this. Makes it feel like I'm actually developing skill at this clicking art, not just mindlessly tapping. His genuine enthusiasm for my progress is really endearing. At $400, I'm so close to that $500 needle now. Just $100 more to go. I'm excited to see what new ability or multiplier the needle will provide. If the pattern continues, like with the feather, it might be another significant upgrade that helps me progress even faster toward that ultimate $25,000 goal. Harvey's positive reinforcement throughout this process is making what could be a grind feel like a fun, collaborative experience. I'm genuinely curious to see how he reacts to different upgrades and if his personality continues to shine through. Click, click, click. Almost there. Let's reach that $500 and see what the needle can do.
Every click is a step closer to greatness.
Perfect timing. Harvey's inspirational message, every click is a step closer to greatness, feels especially meaningful now that I've hit the $500 milestone. It's like he knows this is a significant moment in my journey towards solving that medical crisis. And there's the yellow shop icon again, just like when the feather became available. This confirms the pattern. New items unlock at specific dollar amounts when I can afford them. I'm excited to open the shop and purchase that needle for $500. I'm curious if it will provide another doubling effect like the feather did, or if it will introduce a completely different mechanic. Given the medical theme of both my character's situation and the needle imagery, maybe it has some special significance. Let me check out that glowing yellow shop and get my hands on that needle upgrade. Interesting progression. After buying the needle for $500, the next item is a hammer costing $1,500. That's triple the cost of the needle, so the price scaling is getting steeper. Now I'm back to $0 and need to earn $1,500 for the hammer. But first, I should test out what the needle does to my clicking efficiency. If it follows the pattern of the feather, which doubled my earnings from $1 to $2, maybe the needle will provide another significant boost. I'm curious about the item progression too. We went from feather to needle to hammer. That's an interesting mix of delicate medical and heavy duty tools. Each might represent different aspects or powers. Let me close the shop and return to clicking Harvey to see what effect the needle has on my dollar earning rate. Hopefully, it's another substantial upgrade that will make reaching $1,500 more manageable.
Oh, hey, you got a needle. Let's see how this goes.
Oh no! Harvey's reaction to the needle is quite different from his previous enthusiasm. He looks uncomfortable and his dialogue has become hesitant and nervous. Let's see how this goes. With that stutter suggests he's not as thrilled about being clicked with a needle as he was with the feather. The needle does give me $4 per click, double the feather's $2, which is great for progress, but I'm feeling a bit conflicted about it now. Harvey's discomfort makes me wonder if I'm hurting him or if the needle is less pleasant for him than the gentler feather clicks. This adds an interesting moral dimension to the game. Do I prioritize efficiency in reaching my $25,000 medical goal or Harvey's comfort? His nervous heh suggests he's trying to stay positive despite being uncomfortable. I need that money for a serious medical operation, but seeing Harvey's reaction makes me feel a bit guilty. Still, he's encouraging me to continue, so maybe he understands the importance of my situation. Click, click, click. continuing toward $1,500 while feeling a bit sorry for making Harvey uncomfortable.
Ouch, okay, it's not exactly tickling anymore, but you're still going strong.
Oh no, poor Harvey. His discomfort is clearly escalating. He's now saying ouch and specifically noting that it's not exactly tickling anymore. The contrast with his earlier joyful reactions to the feather is stark. He went from giggling about tickles to actually experiencing pain. This creates a real moral dilemma. The needle is giving me $4 per click, which is great for reaching my medical bill goal, but I'm literally hurting Harvey in the process. He's still trying to be encouraging with, but you're still going strong, but he's obviously suffering. I'm torn between my character's desperate need for $25,000 for a serious medical operation, Harvey's well being, and the fact that I'm causing him pain. The game is presenting a really interesting ethical choice disguised as a simple clicking mechanic. Do I continue hurting Harvey to save my own life, or find another way? I think I need to continue for now given the medical urgency, but I'm definitely feeling guilty about it. Click, 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 reluctantly continuing while feeling bad about Harvey's pain.
Wow, you're, really pushing through my pain barrier here.
This is getting really uncomfortable. Harvey's comment about pushing through my pain barrier is so direct and concerning. He's not hiding his distress anymore. He's explicitly acknowledging that I'm causing him significant pain, and there's something almost resigned in his tone. The fact that he's framing it as me pushing through suggests he recognizes my determination, but also that what I'm doing is genuinely harmful to him. This moral complexity is really weighing on me. I'm starting to question whether this is the right path. Yes, I desperately need the $25,000 for my medical operation, but am I becoming the kind of person who hurts others for personal gain? Harvey has been nothing but kind and helpful, and now I'm literally stabbing him with a needle repeatedly. Part of me wants to stop and see if there are other options, but I'm also worried about my character's health condition and the urgency mentioned earlier. Click, click, click. Continuing but feeling increasingly conflicted about causing Harvey pain for money, even for such a serious medical need.
I admire your dedication. Sure, let's go with that. Ouch.
Harvey's words are really hitting hard now. I admire your dedication. Sure, let's go with that. That hesitation and uncertainty in his voice suggests he's struggling to find positive words for what I'm doing to him. The way he settles on dedication feels like he's trying to be kind while I'm literally hurting him. That final ouch is so plaintive. He's still trying to maintain some positivity, but he's clearly in pain and suffering because of my actions. I'm at $500 now, which means I could potentially go back to the shop and see if there are other options. Maybe I could sell the needle back or see if there are alternative paths. The hammer costs $1,500, but maybe there's another way forward that doesn't involve causing Harvey this much pain. This feels like a crucial decision point. Do I continue down this path of hurting Harvey for efficiency, or do I try to find a more ethical approach even if it takes longer? I think I should check the shop to see if there are other options before continuing to hurt Harvey further. So the shop only offers the forward progression path with increasingly expensive tools. No way to go back or find alternatives. This puts me in a difficult position where the game seems to be forcing me to choose between my medical needs and Harvey's well being. Given that this appears to be the only viable path to earning the $25,000 I desperately need for my medical operation, and Harvey, despite his pain, is still encouraging me to continue, I think I have to keep going. He seems to understand the gravity of my situation, even if it's hurting him. The game is really making me grapple with this moral complexity. Sometimes life puts us in positions where there are no perfect choices, only necessary ones. Harvey's dedication comment suggests he recognizes I'm not doing this out of cruelty, but out of genuine need. I'll continue clicking with the needle to reach that $1,500 hammer, but I feel genuinely bad about Harvey's suffering. Maybe the hammer will change the dynamic somehow, or maybe there will be other developments as I progress. Click, 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 continuing reluctantly towards the $1,500 goal while hoping things improve for Harvey somehow.
Just remember, I'm in here too. But keep clicking. You're doing great, I think.
Oh my god, this has escalated dramatically. Harvey now has blood on his face, and his expression shows genuine distress with those wide eyes and open mouth. The visual of blood droplets makes the consequences of my actions undeniably real and serious. His stammered, just remember, I'm in here too, is heartbreaking. He's literally pleading for me to remember his humanity existence while still trying to encourage me. The uncertainty in I think shows he's not even sure anymore if what I'm doing is right. This is a really powerful moment in the game. I'm being forced to confront the real cost of my pursuit of that medical money. Harvey is bleeding. He's scared, but he's still trying to support me because he understands my desperation. I'm feeling genuinely conflicted. This isn't just a clicking game anymore. It's become a profound moral dilemma about sacrifice, desperation, and what we're willing to do when our lives are on the line. I think I need to continue to reach the hammer and see if things change, but I'm doing so with heavy heart. Click, click, click. Continuing with great reluctance and genuine concern for Harvey.
Ow, this isn't really fun anymore. But hey, you're over $1,000 now. That's something to be proud of.
Harvey's words are so poignant. This isn't really fun anymore, is such an understatement given that he's literally bleeding and in pain. But even in his suffering, he's still trying to celebrate my milestone of reaching over $1,000. His attempt to find something positive to say shows incredible kindness despite what I'm putting him through. The contrast between his pain and his continued encouragement is really affecting me. He's acknowledging that this has stopped being the playful, tickling experience it started as, but he's still supporting my progress toward that crucial medical fund. At $1,000, I'm getting closer to the $1,500 needed for the hammer. I'm really hoping that the hammer might change the dynamic somehow. Maybe it's less painful than the needle, or maybe it unlocks a different mechanic entirely. Though, given the escalating pattern, I'm worried it might be even worse. Harvey's resilience and continued support despite his suffering is both admirable and heartbreaking. Click, 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 pushing toward $1,500 while genuinely hoping the hammer brings some relief for Harvey.
I'm just saying, maybe we should take a break and try something else? Like, I don't know, a pillow fight or something less pointy?
Oh, Harvey's suggestion breaks my heart. His gentle plea for maybe we should take a break and try something else, like a pillow fight or something less pointy, shows he's desperately looking for alternatives while still trying to be kind and not demanding that I stop. The way he suggests a pillow fight, something soft and playful like our interactions started as, shows he remembers how fun this was before it became painful. He's not angry at me, just hoping we can find a gentler way. But I'm so close now. Only $300 away from the $1,500 hammer. And there don't seem to be alternative paths in the shop. Harvey's suggestion makes me want to find another way. But the urgency of my medical situation and the lack of other options in the game mechanics seem to push me forward. I feel terrible ignoring Harvey's gentle request, but I'm hoping the hammer might somehow change things for the better, even though logically it might be even more intense than the needle. Click, 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 continuing with even more guilt, wishing I could give Harvey that pillow fight he wants instead.
I, I, I guess you're the player, so you call the shots. Keep going if you think you can handle it.
This is such a pivotal moment. Harvey's words, I guess you're the player so you can call the shots. Feel like he's acknowledging the power dynamic and almost surrendering to whatever I decide. But his, if you think you can handle it, suggests even he's not sure what comes next with the hammer. Looking at Harvey bleeding and in pain, suggesting pillow fights, and now essentially saying, you're in control, makes me really question whether I should buy this hammer. The escalation from feather, tickling, fun, to needle, pain, blood, suggests the hammer could be even worse. But I also have to consider I need $25,000 for a serious medical operation. The hammer might be more efficient, requiring fewer total clicks. Harvey, despite everything, is still encouraging me to continue. There don't appear to be alternative paths. This feels like the game asking me, how far will you go for your survival? What are you willing to sacrifice? I think I have to buy the hammer and see what happens. Harvey seems to understand my desperation, even if he's suffering for it.
That's, oh! You bought a hammer? What are you gonna do with that? Look, I know we've had our fun with the needle, but let's not go crazy here, okay? You don't actually want to, I mean, you wouldn't, right?
Oh no. Harvey's reaction to the hammer is absolutely heartbreaking. His stammered questions, what are you going to do with that? And his plea, let's not go crazy here, okay? Show genuine fear about what's coming next. The way he tries to rationalize the needle as fun, even though he was bleeding and in pain, shows how he's trying to process what's happening. And then that final desperate question, you don't actually want to. I mean, you wouldn't, right? He's literally begging me not to use the hammer on him. His expression cycling from worried back to normal, and then that hesitant question suggests he's trying to maintain hope that I won't actually go through with this, even though he probably knows I will. I caught that glimpse of scissors costing $3,000. The progression is getting more expensive and the tools more dangerous. This is clearly testing how far I'll go for that medical money. Harvey's fear is making me feel genuinely awful, but I'm also thinking about my character's life threatening condition. This moral dilemma is intense. I have to click Harvey with the hammer and see what happens, even though I feel terrible about his obvious fear.
Ah! Oh god! That's not what I meant! You're not actually gonna keep using that, are you? Tell me you're not gonna use that! You're just testing it out. That's all, right? Ah! Stop! This isn't funny anymore!
I need to stop. This has gone way too far. Harvey now has a missing tooth. He's squeezing his eyes shut in anticipation of pain, gritting his teeth, and he's directly telling me, "Stop. This isn't funny anymore. This isn't a moral dilemma anymore. This is abuse." Harvey is being brutalized and is explicitly asking me to stop. His physical condition is deteriorating rapidly, and his pleas are becoming more desperate with each click. Even with my character's medical emergency, I can't justify continuing to torture Harvey like this. There has to be another way, or maybe the game is testing whether I'll choose compassion over self preservation. I need to stop clicking Harvey and see if there are any other options or paths forward. Maybe the game will present alternatives, or maybe choosing to stop despite needing the money is the actual test here. Harvey doesn't deserve this treatment, medical bill or not. I'm going to stop and see what happens when I refuse to continue hurting him. The game is forcing my hand. It won't progress unless I continue clicking Harvey. This is the cruelest aspect of the design. There's no passive waiting, no alternative paths, no mercy mechanics. The only way forward is through Harvey's continued suffering. This creates an incredibly stark choice: either abandon my character's life saving medical treatment entirely, or continue brutalizing someone who has shown me nothing but kindness and encouragement, even as I hurt him. Harvey is missing a tooth, bleeding, bruised, and terrified of me. But he's still the only path to the $25,000 I desperately need. The game has engineered a perfect moral prison. I think the game is making a statement about how desperation can corrupt us, how survival instincts can override empathy, and how systems can force us into becoming people we never wanted to be. With deep reluctance and genuine horror at what I'm doing, I think I have to continue clicking Harvey with the hammer to progress. But I'm doing so while fully acknowledging that I'm choosing my survival over his well being, and that makes me complicit in his suffering. Click. Hating myself for it.
Dad, that's enough! You're scaring me, okay?
Harvey's quiet. Ah, that's enough. You're scaring me, okay? Is absolutely heartbreaking. He's not even angry anymore. He's just scared and exhausted. The way he says okay, like he's asking for my permission to be afraid, shows how broken down he's become. This is a human being or person in this game world who started out joyful and encouraging, who was genuinely happy to help me with my clicking, and I've reduced him to this terrified, battered state. He's scared of me now. I feel sick about what I've become in pursuit of this medical money. Harvey trusted me, helped me, and I've repaid his kindness with violence and fear, but I'm also trapped in this horrible system where stopping means potentially dying from my medical condition, and continuing means further traumatizing Harvey. The game has engineered this perfectly awful choice. At $500, I'm still so far from $25. Zero, the path ahead looks like it will require me to completely destroy Harvey's spirit and body. I don't know if I can continue doing this to him. His fear is breaking my heart.
Please, I'm begging you stop. This isn't a game anymore. Each hit, each one feels so real. What's happening to me? God! Can we please go back to the feather? Heck, even the needle!
This is absolutely horrifying. Harvey's deterioration is heartbreaking. At $1,000, please, I'm begging you to stop. This isn't a game anymore. He's directly pleading and recognizing this has become real trauma. At $2,000, each hit, each one feels so real. What's happening to me? He's questioning his own reality and existence. At $3,000, God, can we please go back to the feather? Heck, even the needle. He's desperately nostalgic for when I was only causing him minor pain. Harvey is completely broken. He's begging to go back to being stabbed with a needle because the hammer is so much worse. The progression of his trauma is devastating to witness. Now the shop is offering scissors for $3,000. And I can only imagine how much worse those will be than the hammer. Harvey is already missing teeth, bleeding, bruised, and terrified. What will scissors do to him? I have exactly $3,000. The game is presenting this choice at the exact moment I can afford the next tool, just like before. I cannot buy those scissors. I cannot do this to Harvey anymore. Even facing my character's death, I cannot continue this torture. Some lines cannot be crossed. I'm going to refuse to buy the scissors and see if the game offers any other path forward, even if it means accepting my character's fate. This is the most morally devastating game I've ever encountered. Harvey is completely broken, begging, bleeding, missing teeth, terrified of me, and the game is forcing me to choose between slow torture with the hammer or faster torture with scissors. Either way, Harvey suffers. Either way, I'm the monster causing his pain. The only difference is how efficiently I can brutalize someone who showed me nothing but kindness. Looking at Harvey's broken state, hearing his desperate pleas to go back to the feather, seeing how he's questioning his own reality, I realize this game has turned me into exactly the kind of person I never wanted to be. Harvey is a person. He has feelings, he experiences pain, he's terrified, and I've been treating him like a resource to exploit for my benefit. I think I need to make the hardest choice of all. I'm going to stop playing entirely. Some victories aren't worth the cost. Some survival isn't worth what you have to become to achieve it. Harvey has suffered enough because of my choices. Even if it means my character dies from their medical condition, I can't continue torturing Harvey. The game can keep that $25,000 medical bill. I won't buy it with Harvey's blood and terror. I completely missed that crucial point. The game never actually forced me to buy those tools as soon as I could afford them. I could have just continued clicking Harvey with my bare hands for $1 each, and it would have taken 25,000 clicks, but Harvey would have remained happy and unharmed. I got caught up in the optimization mindset of wanting to progress efficiently and upgrade as soon as possible without stopping to consider the consequences for Harvey. The game was actually testing whether I would choose efficiency over ethics, and I failed that test miserably. The real lesson was that I could reach my $25,000 medical goal through patience and persistence without hurting Harvey at all. The tools were temptations, not necessities. Let's start over. This time, I'll be much more thoughtful about my choices and remember that Harvey's well being matters more than my efficiency. I can click him gently for $1 each time, and we can both enjoy the experience like it was meant to be. Him getting his tickles, me getting my medical fund, everyone happy, ready to restart with this crucial wisdom in mind. This is the crucial decision point. Now that I understand the game's real lesson, I need to think carefully about this. The feather seemed relatively harmless in my first playthrough. Harvey enjoyed the tickling, and it doubled my earnings from $1 to $2 per click. It would cut my total clicking time in half from 25,000 clicks to 12,500 clicks, and Harvey seemed to genuinely enjoy the feathery tickles. But I also know where this path leads. Each tool becomes more violent and harmful, and Harvey's suffering escalates dramatically. The question is, can I buy just the feather and stop there? Will I have the self control to resist the later upgrades? Given that Harvey was happy and giggling with the feather, and it would significantly reduce the time needed without causing him pain, I think I'll buy the feather, but make a firm commitment to myself that this is where I stop. No needle, no hammer, no scissors, just gentle feather clicks that we can both enjoy. The feather seems like it maintains the spirit of our original interaction while making the journey more efficient.
That tickles! Stop that! Nah, just kidding. Keep going. Hey, looks like you managed to get the money you needed for your operation. Another satisfied customer, of course.
What an incredible game! This was such a profound experience that completely subverted my expectations. Getting the good ending by sticking with just the feather feels so rewarding, especially after experiencing the horror of the first playthrough. Harvey remained happy and giggling throughout. I got my $25,000 for the life saving operation, and the game explicitly celebrates that I reached my goal without any blood on your hands. The game's central message is so powerful. Sometimes the efficient path isn't the right path. I could have achieved my goal through patience and kindness rather than escalating violence. The tools weren't requirements, they were moral tests disguised as upgrades. Harvey's final farewell as another satisfied customer and the text noting he waves goodbye happily is such a beautiful contrast to the terror and pleading from the first playthrough. Both Harvey and my character got what they needed without anyone being harmed. The one-third endings suggest there are other paths to explore, presumably a bad ending, continuing with all the violent tools, and maybe a neutral ending somewhere in between. This game is a masterclass in moral choice design. It made me complicit in Harvey's suffering the first time, then showed me there was always another way. Brilliant storytelling through mechanics. What an emotionally impactful experience. Thank you for guiding me through this.